Welcome into Real Talk, sponsored by yours truly, Judge Dreadnought. First of all, what's going on here with this? Guys, we got a new PC today, and it's super scuffed. There we go. The Real Talk, sponsored by Judge Dreadnought. The key to a good Real Talk is to set the stage like this, and to have a conversation. When you think about it, it makes sense. If he had to flee multiple people in multiple states with multiple children, the only logical place he could go would be to the woods. So that checks out. Could a man live in the woods by himself? Well, I've seen the show Alone, and Alone, those people live out by themselves, middle of wilderness for hundreds of days. So, 2, plausible. So he runs away from everybody. He's living in the woods. He'd have to be an extremely hairy guy. I mean, so hairy. And that's where it gets a little fuzzy for me. I've seen people with extreme back hair. I've seen people with extreme chest hair. I've seen people with extreme body hair in general. But typically their face is pretty clean. Now, they could have a mountain man beard. And if it grew out, I don't know, that's where it starts to fall apart, in my opinion, is around the hair. I don't know that a man would grow a woolly hair. That's where it really falls down for me. Otherwise, you got the two other premise got me plausible. I'm feeling it. His kids find out and do the same thing. Now, maybe not the women, but the men, the boys that he has, maybe they're cursed with the same genetic hair, and they're like, who's my dad? It must be this Bigfoot guy, because I'm the only person that's as hairy as him is me. And they go looking for him. They get lost. They end up in the woods 30 years later. Again, plausible. It's plausible. Now, the second thing you got to ask yourself, is it possible that in an attempt to be famous on the internet, someone dressed up like a bear, the bear suit kind of, and they went out and they had their buddy take a picture of them, and then they tried to sell the story? I'll put that up there. So on the one side, we've got runaway dad with multiple kids that all have a hairy genetic gene. Seems plausible. Or we've got a bunch of people on the internet that want to get famous. Two plausible outcomes. We don't know. Bigfoot is 100% real. The concept of Bigfoot is 100% real. Whether or not the being itself exists, I don't know. You'd have to kind of mess with some beef jerky, I suppose. And that was Real Talk, sponsored by Rogaine for Men. Hair loss has got you down? Let Bigfoot pick you up.